Hi, my name is Sabrina and this is my monologue. In some homes, they may speak Chinese, English, Creole, Russian, Arabic, hey, even Spanish. In my home, we speak like this, but we're not Italian. We bang the table, but we're not Italian. We kiss, but we're not French. We hug, but we're not Russian. We switch the light to get people's attention. Music is there, but the music's not important. The phone rings, but nobody pays attention to it. Why, you may ask? My family, my mom's family is deaf. My mom is a coda, a child of deaf adults, and she was born in Colombia. Therefore, in my house, I have three cultures. I have the hearing culture, the deaf culture, and also my Colombian culture as well. Although in America, ASL signing has become a new phenomenon and a new trend that a lot of hearing people are wanting to learn. And there are many bars, restaurants, deaf events, and there's even currently a Broadway show known as The Spring Awakening, which is about the deaf. And many countries are still struggling to fight for the rights of and protections for the deaf. And I, for example, know from my grandfather's perspective that he struggled during his life in Colombia, and because he was born deaf and his family oppressed him from signing, so it was forbidden. He had to learn to speak orally, read lips, and signing was not acceptable. He did struggle in the workforce as well because of his deafness, and he never was able to get a promotion, although he was the most skillful person and very reliable as a typewriter technician in Colombia. My grandmother as well never got an education. Because of the lack of financial support and no accessibility to schools as well. So she was very wise and very smart and used her love for crafting to make things by hand and give people some of her appreciated work for some income. My mother's siblings did come to America and they came for better opportunities, and I did see them succeed in their lives by because they did have a part in my upbringing. And primarily for my uncle, he came to America and participated in the LaGuardia Community College, where he primarily studied at the program for deaf adults. He definitely made his dreams come true, and with a lot of time and dedication, he has been working at Lexington School for the Deaf, where he's a respected professional and loved deeply for his good sense of humor and his kindness. However, my aunt had a completely different experience where she came to America to give her son better educational opportunities, and my cousin just clear her efforts. My cousin is currently on the path of becoming a certified deaf interpreter known as a CDI, and we are extremely proud of his accomplishments that he is on the path of becoming a great interpreter. My aunt, even though she struggled, she showed her dedication by working as a homemaid. And in Colombia, she did have a great school education where she was able to become a teacher. And for the deaf, she was also able to become a role model and guide the best sign language teachers to follow her path. Do not think that sign language is a universal language, because it's not. Any other language can be affected by education, and definitely the deaf for many years have been negatively stereotyped and isolated, which was a part of why they were labeled as a psychiatric condition in the past. But now, since the 1970s, this approach made so many changes within the deaf community to start to prove that globally they are a culture. They should be respected as a culture because they have their own language, their values, their traditions, and their behavioral norms. It is very important to make eye contact, essential for the effective communication between a deaf person. And this is extremely important concept because people who are deaf are able to read the nuances of facial expressions and body language for additional information. My home is a very multicultural and full of a lot of flavor with facial expression, mannerisms, body movement, and so many languages. And this is why I consider my home, all my 3 cultures, to be known as the Tower of Babel, because we are known as speaking the language of love in my household. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.